Hello and welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for Sagittarius. I'm Julia Mikas.
And I'm Jamie Kale Miller. Well, hey, Sag. I want to tell you about money for you this month. Lots going on because in the beginning of the month, there's a concentration of planets in your eighth house. Now, this is a house of finance. There are basically two money houses in the chart. One of them is the second house, the opposite of the eighth house. And the second house has to do with your own money, money that's yours, that you could just draw a line around and it belongs to you. But the eighth house that I'm talking about right now is a house of shared finances. It's also a house of intimacy, and probably Julia will tell you something about that in a minute. But this is the house of monies that you pool with another person, such as a partner, maybe a spouse, maybe a business partner, or investments, and also debts and loans of all kinds. Lots of activity in this house as the month begins. Most especially, Mercury is in this house just for the first day or so of the month, giving you a sort of a last chance to kind of think clearly and communicate anything you might need to communicate in this arena before Mercury then quickly moves on. But then pretty shortly into the month, there's something big that happens, which is what we like to call Financial Crisis Day. And this comes on July 5th. It's not as crisisy as you might think. It happens when Ceres, while traveling retrograde, comes into an opposition with the sun. Ceres is the asteroid goddess to do with money. She rules the second house. So she has a lot to do with that realm of monies that you own. And when she goes retrograde, finances have a tendency to get tangled up. Things maybe get confusing. You maybe encounter some problem with how you've been keeping your records, or you need to make a new budget, or for some reason, things are kind of a mess and you got to go back and clean something up. Then when the sun comes into opposition with Ceres on that day, which is going to be July 5th, that's when you find that a really big spotlight is being shown on your finances, and maybe you get a clarity, you get an insight, about how to go forward and where to begin to pull, on a loose thread that will untangle the knot that finances have become. So, also coincidentally, we have a new moon in Cancer landing in your eighth house. That's the sun and the moon gathering together in a conjunction, and it falls precisely opposite that Ceres retrograde. So it's not just the sun shining the light of awareness on Ceres in her troubles, her financial troubles. It's also the moon helping with that too. So it could get really emotional. It could get emotional for a partner who may be upset with you for how you've botched the books. It could be your own upset at your partner for botching the books. But in any case, this is also an opportunity to plant seeds for better financial beginnings. And looking at it that way is probably the best approach. So, as the month goes on, we have planets gradually moving out of this house. Venus moves out of this house about a third of the way into the month, and the sun moves out of this house about two-thirds into the month. And so while Venus is in this house, it's a really good time to just be as warm and friendly and polite in your partnerships as possible, and maybe hire a good consultant who is going to be on your side when looking at your finances. And while Venus is here, while the sun is here, it's really good to just, really pay attention and look in all of the mysterious corners about your finances. Now, the last thing that I want to say is that July 21st, we have a full moon in Capricorn. The moon itself lands in the second house, but the sun opposite the moon, just as it's getting ready to leave Cancer, is making this a full moon. So again, there may be partnership themes mixed in with this, and this is kind of a last opportunity to really put some high quality attention on your finances, and maybe make some pledges to pay down debt, and make plans and budgets to aggressively do that, because that's a really great thing to do when there's so much activity in the eighth house. Julia, what's up with career and relationships for the Sages out there?
Well, Sagittarius, the ruler of your 10th house is Mercury, and on July 2nd, Mercury moves into your ninth house. This is a house of learning. This is a house of travel. This is a house of philosophy and expansion. So maybe you're traveling for work this month, or maybe you can learn new things that can help you at your job. Work might be something that really expands your horizons a lot more. Like maybe you're working with people from around the world and you're just sort of learning more as you are working. Then the ruler of your 10th house moves into your 10th house of career on July 25th. This will be an excellent time at the end of the month for really putting your mind on your career, whether that's writing, updating your resume, whether that's doing some public speaking at your job, anything Mercury related. That could also be buying and selling if that's what your job's involved with. The career planet Saturn goes retrograde in your 4th house of family and home. So this is a time where home might feel like work to you as well. There might be ways that you could be doing more work from home in some way, like taking a few days per week to be working at home or setting up your home office, for example. And then we have the partnership asteroid Juno in your 10th house as well. So Juno, like I said, is about partnership. It's about marriage. This could be a time that your marriage partner or long-term relationship helps you with career in some way, or it could just be a fabulous time to form more partnerships at work that can go along and help you. One more piece I'd like to say about the work is that we've got Mars in the 6th house also this month. Mars in the 6th can give you a lot of drive for your job. You can get lots of work done, but the 6th house also represents your workplace. So you might run into some frustration, some conflicts with the people you work with, like clients, like your boss, like your customers, for example. Now, when it comes to relationships, Mercury is also an important player for you. And Mercury, the ruler of your 7th, is in the 9th house, just like he was for career. This is a time where you can find expansion with your partner. Maybe this is a good time to travel with your partner. Maybe this is a good time to do a new adventure together. You know, there's a sense of adventure with the 9th house here. But relationships can feel kind of free and kind of spontaneous with the ruler of your 7th and the 9th this month. Now, Mars is going to also enter your 7th after he's done with your 6th on July 20th. So for the last third of the month, you might run into some conflicts with your partner. Now, a positive way you could use this transit is getting a lot of work done with a partner or outputting a lot of energy with you guys together. Like, you know, go to the gym together, get involved in a workout routine, and you can really lock into the higher manifestation of that transit. Like I mentioned earlier, Mercury will be moving into your 10th house. What it means for your relationship, again, maybe your partner is involved in your career some way this month, or maybe more partnerships are being formed through your career to help you along.
Find our site at pandoraastrology.com to get a reading with one of us, and find us on Patreon for workshops and classes. And we'll see you around the cosmos.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.